Have you ever noticed subtle changes in your body and wondered, is this just normal aging, or is it something more? As men grow older, the body begins to show certain signs of aging. Some are obvious, like wrinkles or gray hair. Others are more subtle, and one in particular, you might actually smell before you see. These changes aren't random. In fact, they're clear indicators of how the body adapts over time. In today's video, we're revealing 4 telltale signs of aging in older men. 1 related to scent, 2 that get noticeably bigger, and 1 that surprisingly gets smaller. Some of these shifts happen so gradually, you barely notice, until one day the mirror tells a different story. Others can appear almost overnight. How many of these signs have you spotted in yourself? Stick with us until the end, because you might finally understand a change you've noticed, but never quite understood. And most importantly, you'll learn what, if anything, you can do to manage or even slow these changes. Let's dive in. Sign number 1. The unmistakable smell of aging. There's a distinct scent that often comes with aging. If you've spent time in a senior living facility or around older adults, you might recognize it. It's not about hygiene, cologne, or laundry detergent. It's much deeper. Something that begins at the cellular level. As men age, their skin chemistry changes. One result is the production of a compound called 2-nonenal, often linked to the old person smell. This scent forms when fatty acids on the skin break down due to oxidative stress. It can smell slightly grassy, waxy, or even stale. And while some people barely notice it, others pick up on it right away. Here's the tricky part. This compound doesn't wash off easily. Unlike sweat or typical body odors caused by bacteria, 2-nonenal clings to fabrics and skin. That's why even after a thorough shower, the scent might still linger. Take Richard, a 74-year-old retired engineer. He began noticing that no matter how often he laundered his clothes, a faint scent remained. His granddaughter once said, "Grandpa, you smell like books and wood." A surprisingly common way this scent is described. At first, he thought it was his cologne or detergent, but eventually he realized it was coming from his skin. Research shows that people start producing this compound in small amounts after age 40, but by the time men reach their 70s, it becomes more prominent. The good news, while you can't completely stop your body from producing 2-nonenal, you can manage it. Switch to soaps, formulated to target and remove excess oils. Eat more antioxidant-rich foods, like green tea, berries, leafy greens, and citrus, to help combat oxidative stress at the source. Wash clothes with baking soda, or use fabric sprays made to neutralize odor compounds associated with aging skin. So if you've been wondering why your scent has changed over the years, now you know. It's a completely natural part of aging, and you're not alone. Sign number 2. A growing belly that won't budge. That stubborn belly fat that seems to appear and stick around. In later years, it's one of the most common signs of aging in men. And it's not just about skipping workouts or overindulging during dinner. It's about how your body changes from the inside out. As men age, their metabolism slows, muscle mass declines, and testosterone levels drop. A combination that makes it much easier to gain fat, especially in the midsection. You may notice that even if your eating habits haven't changed much, since your 40s or 50s, your waistline has. That's because muscle, which burns more calories than fat, gradually shrinks with age. With less muscle and a slower metabolism, excess calories are more likely to be stored as belly fat. Frank, a 76-year-old former marathon runner, had always stayed trim, but recently he noticed a rounder stomach, even though his diet hadn't changed. His arms and legs appeared thinner, but his midsection grew. What Frank was experiencing was fat redistribution, a natural part of aging where fat accumulates more around the abdomen and muscle mass decreases in the limbs. But this isn't just about appearance. Belly fat is metabolically active. It produces inflammatory chemicals that can raise the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, cognitive decline, and it can affect everyday comfort too, from joint pain and fatigue to reduced mobility and even disrupted sleep. So, what can be done? Strength training helps build and preserve muscle, keeping metabolism active. Eating more protein supports muscle maintenance and helps you feel full longer. Cutting down on processed carbs and sugars can regulate insulin levels and reduce further fat storage. A growing belly may be a natural part of aging, but that doesn't mean you're powerless to manage it. While gaining a bit of belly fat is a normal part of aging, allowing it to grow unchecked can lead to serious health risks. So if you've noticed your midsection expanding, even though your eating habits and activity levels haven't changed, it's not just in your head. It's your body responding to the natural hormonal changes that come with age. And if you're still watching and finding this video helpful, let me know you're here by commenting number 2 down below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss one of our health-focused videos. Your support keeps this channel going and helps us continue creating valuable content for you. Let's move on. Sign number 3. The mystery of growing ears. You might not have noticed it right away, but your ears are getting bigger. And no, it's not just your imagination. While some parts of the body shrink or sag with age, the ears actually continue to grow well into your later years. Why does this happen? It all comes down to cartilage, the flexible tissue that forms most of your outer ear. Unlike bones or muscles, cartilage doesn't stop growing with age. In fact, it slowly continues to expand throughout your life. Add gravity into the mix, and the ears begin to droop or stretch downward, making them appear even larger. Studies show that ears grow by about 0.08 inches or 2 millimeters per decade. That might not sound like much, but over several decades, it becomes quite noticeable. Take George, a 78-year-old retired teacher. One day, while looking at an old photo from his wedding, he realized just how much his ears had changed. They weren't just larger, they were longer, and his once rounded earlobes looked thinner and more stretched out. It was a subtle shift he'd never really noticed until comparing the past with the present. This is a completely normal part of aging, though many men rarely talk about it. While it's not a medical concern, the visual change can affect how some men feel about their appearance. So what can be done? You can't stop cartilage from growing, but you can protect your skin's elasticity by staying hydrated, eating foods that support collagen, like bone broth, berries, and leafy greens, and avoiding too much sun exposure. Moisturizers and vitamin-rich skincare products can help improve the texture of your earlobes and reduce wrinkling or thinning over time. At the end of the day, bigger ears are nothing to be ashamed of. Just like gray hair or laugh lines, they're a sign of a life well lived, and perhaps nature's way of ensuring you still hear the world around you a little better. Sign number 4. The disappearing calves. One of the more overlooked but impactful changes in aging men happens in the legs, specifically the calves. You might look down one day and notice your once firm calves seem smaller or softer. It's not just weight loss. It's often a result of muscle atrophy, where the muscle tissue gradually breaks down over time. This happens for a few key reasons. Hormonal decline. As testosterone and growth hormone levels fall, your body loses its ability to maintain and rebuild muscle. at the same pace. Reduced activity. Even if you're walking daily, you may not be challenging your calf muscles the way you did in your younger years, especially if you're no longer running, jumping, or lifting heavy objects. Decreased blood circulation. Age-related changes in your circulatory system can reduce blood flow to the legs, which further contributes to muscle weakening. Consider Robert, a 75-year-old retired factory worker who spent decades on his feet. In his late 60s, he noticed his calves seemed thinner and less defined. Climbing stairs became harder, and standing from a chair without using his hands felt like more of a chore. He assumed it was just getting old. But in reality, his calf muscles were shrinking from disuse and hormonal changes. Losing calf muscle isn't just a cosmetic issue. It can directly impact your mobility, balance, and independence. Weak calves increase the risk of falls, make walking more difficult, and contribute to overall frailty in later life. Here's the good news. You can fight back. Try simple exercises like standing calf raises, resistance band training, or walking uphill to activate and strengthen those muscles. Focus on getting enough protein in your diet, from sources like lean meats, eggs, dairy, or plant-based options like beans and tofu, to support muscle maintenance and recovery. If your calves are looking smaller or feeling weaker, don't ignore the change. This is one of the signs of aging that can be improved, and taking action now can help you stay strong, stable, and independent as you age. And if you're still with us, let me know by commenting number 4 below. I'd love to know who's still engaged and learning. Final thoughts. Now that we've explored 4 quiet but powerful signs of aging in older men, changes in scent, belly fat, ears, and calves, take a moment to reflect. How many of these signs have you noticed in yourself or the men around you? Aging is inevitable, but understanding what's happening in your body gives you the power to respond with knowledge and confidence. Whether it's building muscle, caring for your skin, or adapting your routine to better support your health, these small efforts add up to a stronger, healthier you. Growing older isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. Every wrinkle, every change, every moment of reflection tells a story of experience, strength, and wisdom. And with the right habits, you can continue writing that story with vitality and purpose. So now it's your turn. Which of these signs stood out to you the most? Have you experienced any of them personally? Or do you have others you've observed that we didn't mention? Let us know in the comments. We read every one, and your feedback motivates us to keep creating content that matters. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support means everything to us. Thank you for watching Elders Health Essentials, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.